Hello, listeners. This is Richard, the player of Roderick. We have another split episode for you. This recording went long enough, and we had enough substance that we decided to cut this into 2 episodes again, like we have done previously. We think they're fun, and we hope you enjoy it. We have another huge thank you to give to the guys at Midnight Syndicate. They are the people who create the wonderful music that we use to set the mood for the show. Give them a listen at www.midnightsyndicate.com. And another big thank you to Swordco Soundscapes for creating the wonderful ambient sound effects and background sounds that we use. Well, that's enough for me. Let's get on to the first half of this split episode.
You were really into that countdown. Gary, the power has gone to Gary's head.
I don't think it was that. I think it's that he realized he was going backwards.
Yep, that's what it was.
Isn't that the reverse of how we usually do?
Yes.
It was
Wait,
after,
you counted up.
It was after all the guff. It was after all the guff y'all gave me for doing it wrong. He realized he was doing it wrong.
Well, so the thing is, since I can't count, I didn't realize he was doing it backwards. As long as it went in a sequential order, it made sense to me.
1 and 5, they're the same number, basically.
At least I wasn't just pointing for 5 beats.
Start now.
Mine
Okay.
still did a count.
Yes. No, I was able to follow it.
My error was worse.
It's just you're just gaining more time.
But you were so relaxed as you were doing it. I was just like, Gary's taking his time with his countdown.
So he started, and then when he got to about 2 or 3, I looked at him, and he's like, shrugs his shoulders and just keeps going.
I just kept going.
I mean, might as well.
All right.
At least I realized my mistake.
You handled it with poise. But none of this matters because we just did a successful haunt siphon and it was so cool and I'm
did.
so excited.
I've been waiting all week to hear what you all think of this
Yes.
haunt siphon actually working, because I'm still surprised that you remembered you had it.
Right?
I-
Roderick's never forgotten that he had his.
I forgot that I had mine.
Philip forgot.
I've got a couple that I forgot. I've got
point
2,
is,
right?
Enough talk. I want to jump in.
Yeah.
All right, so
Philip, I think you should give your haunt siphons to Roderick. Personally.
maybe a good thing. Who knows? But the haunt siphon worked.
We're all looking around.
Yeah. No,
And I'm just dripping.
So Thursko reaches into his pouch for a second vial of holy water. Is like, I don't need this.
No?
We're good.
I think we're good.
We're good.
All right.
Roderick, that was amazing.
It was super cool, man.
Well, it was what it was designed for.
And then Dwarfy is kind of bummed because he didn't do anything.
And he's also just standing there just like, what the fuck was that?
That was so cool. And the strategy that we had planned out worked exactly right too, where Vivian was able to do some damage
weaken it.
to it, and so that the haunt siphon could finish it off.
I softened it up
So
for you
exciting. Yes, you did.
by letting it eat me.
Yes. Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah, I was a little worried with that one, considering that on just a regular hit, it did 4d6
And that's why-
damage.
Yeah, dude.
Zenobia took a whole lot of
Oh, yeah.
damage.
Yes.
And that's why Roderick was like, this is the time to use the haunt siphon, because that just hurt a lot.
I'm really glad you remembered it. Speaking of Zenobia, Vivian's going to rush over. She's like, oh, that was amazing. Oh, Zenobia, please come here. And she is going to
Cure light wounds.
cure light wounds.
I got some moderate wounds, I'm thinking here. As these go.
Okay, Zenobia, come here. And I have a feeling it's going to take at least 2 hits. Well, I know it's going to, because I at least know that bit of math.
That's math.
Yeah, while Vivian is healing Zenobia, the rest of you that are at least nearby the furnace. So, Roderick, as you're there poking around in the furnace,
Yeah, he's kind of like kicking soot with his foot, and like he's like poking at it with his rapier like it's a fire poker, sifting through the soot.
Oh, that's cool.
as you're looking around, you notice 2 things. Above the top of where the mouth grate was, you see a soot-covered plaque, and then you also see in the ash within the mouth bones. Bones.
That's why we smelled the burning flesh at the beginning. This is used as a crematory also.
Vivian's finished healing up Zenobia. She looks good as new. Her skin's a little pink, and she has no eyebrows.
They'll grow back.
And my brand is throbbing.
Oh, yeah, that you got from the other brand.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to go back and...
Oh, yeah.
One of the brands.
All of them.
All of them.
So
all this stuff, we're going to take it back to Visoriana's
grab-
office and all the loot.
We're
all
gonna
the-
come back with a shopping cart, like from the grocery store, with all these haunted objects in it. All right, sorry.
So Roderick is sweeping away the dust off the plaque, and he says, "It's borderline painfully obvious, but it seems that this was the source of the fire that destroyed the prison."
This, when you wipe off the plaque, it reveals the name Old Ember Maw.
Old Ember Maw, M-A-W?
M-A-W.
Like a mouth.
That's the name of the furnace.
That sounds like a knowledge local to me.
It does.
And I rolled a 22.
22?
Yeah.
All right. So Zenobia, when Roderick mentions that this says Ember Maw,
I've heard of this.
you have heard of it. You remember hearing stories that the guards would basically taunt prisoners by saying, if you misbehave, we're going to just throw you in the Ember Maw and cremate you alive. But it wasn't used as a crematorium. It was used for a furnace. Mm-hmm. There was, however, one prisoner that was thrown in here alive, and you would assume those were the bones that you see inside.
Do we know which prisoner it was?
You do. His name was Benjamin Oreska.
That's a good name.
Uncle Benjamin? Who is that? I don't know that.
And do I know what he was in prison for?
You just know that he was a troublemaker and he was a lifer. He was sentenced to life in prison.
But we don't know what his crime was.
Don't know exactly what his crime was.
They never cleaned up this prison. Like,
Nobody went back after it burned.
Yeah,
Nobody even
But what
looted
I
this
mean-
place.
I thought
But I
everyone just left.
well, but I mean, when was he burned alive? Was he burned alive during the fire, or was
No,
it?
he was burned alive before that
Yeah,
because
so
he
like
was
they
thrown in.
so these bones were just hanging out there the whole time. They never cleaned out the furnace. It's very sloppy.
Roderick looks up. Extrajudicial execution.
What does that mean? I don't know.
It means outside of the law. He was
well, I mean,
he was never sentenced to death.
have you ever been to prison, Roderick?
No.
I wouldn't think so. But I mean, it's kill or be killed.
From the guards, they should be held to a higher standard.
Oh, you know what?
It's not a gladiatorial.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, man.
It's not a gladiatorial arena.
Oh, you haven't been to prison either?
Have you?
Maybe.
That's a no.
I have.
You've been to prison?
Well, I've been to jail.
Oh. Isn't
Not-
the same thing, though. But what were you in for?
As this
Public
discussions,
intoxication.
Public intoxication.
I could have
so,
guessed.
You mean living your life?
Exactly.
as this discussion's going on, Vivian's going to go up and say a blessing over the bones.
Okay. As you do approach the bones, you notice that the bones themselves are still giving off heat, as if it still has residual haunt energy still within it.
So as she does this, she's going to pour holy water on them.
You can do that. Also, give me another knowledge religion check.
Can Roderick as well?
Sure.
No, you didn't notice. Natural 20.
Natural 18, so we both,
29. What's your score?
You know the fuck out of this.
27.
Yeah, fuck you, Richard. Higher religion roll than you.
So,
I'm more holy.
For once.
between those two rolls, you would know that while you did kill the main haunt and absorbed it, or you didn't kill it, you absorbed the main haunt into the siphon, there is so many evil spirits attached to these bones that it could manifest another haunt. The only way to destroy it would be to bury it in a large body of water.
Dump them out the window.
Conveniently enough,
We have one.
There's a large body of water right outside.
Yeah.
So Vivian will gather the bones and kind of explain what needs to happen. And
Roderick's helping too. He rolled so high, he doesn't even need it explained. He just goes into
We
it.
can get. There's plenty of cloth around to wrap to bundle it up.
You guys are so gentle and respectful of the bones, but I imagine Thurskill just grabs one out and starts flinging
no,
it
no,
into the
no,
water.
no.
Yeah, they
There's
stop
out.
him from doing that.
No, no.
This is important.
And so she's saying blessings. Yeah, they gather them up in some of the extra fabric that they've found all over the place and bundle them up. And Vivian says some blessings over it and is singing and toss them into the water.
All right.
Oh, can I throw him?
No.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
Thurskill, I saw you throw something. You didn't throw it very well.
my shoes are wet. I got wet socks.
But as you put the bones in the water,
respectfully.
respectfully,
tossing them out the window.
Vivia says her prayers and blessings, basically giving last rites, etc.
Exactly.
You see a spirit come up out of the water, still wearing the prisoner uniform. He looks like an old kind of gangly man, and he just kind of looks at you, and he tips his hat,
Because he's freed.
and then disappears.
And Vivian starts.
No, that's a question that I had for Vivian. You saw, I mean, this is the first time that you've seen someone be freed with your new outlook on killing monsters. What's going through your mind?
No, Vivian is so overwhelmed by this, and she is so touched and grateful that she was able to know the right thing to do and is feeling very guided, feeling very full of faith, and she's just brought to tears, like glistening, misty tears as she sees this.
How does she feel about Roderick helping too? Because Roderick knew exactly what to do as well.
I don't think she thought about it that way. I think since Roderick's there, as she's feeling all these feelings, she's just like looking at Roderick with very misty, wide, excited eyes, slight smile on her face of just relief and happiness at doing something good in this awful place.
I don't think that Vivian is really like in that competition headspace. I don't think that she sees it as like, he helped me so he gets a point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that
Noelle is.
Yeah, Noelle definitely is. She sees you. But yeah, Vivian, it feels to me like she's excited that you were able to help.
Yes, exactly.
That you got to feel this religious experience with her.
You know, it's funny because she's very, as empathetic as Vivian is, she's not, and sympathetic, I don't know, whichever, I'm tired. She's so naive that I don't think it really occurs to her that other people think differently.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, for her, it's just automatic because this is her training.
Yeah.
And when somebody else goes on, it's like, oh, well, they just know because she just assumes that everyone knows.
And isn't that great? Like, she assumes everyone's kind of approaching things the same way she is, even though it's obvious that they're not.
See, with Roderick, I think it's the opposite in that he's the teacher's pet. So if it were reversed and Vivian helped him, I feel like he would feel emasculated or talked down to.
No, because she's an official member of the clergy, so he has a respect for authority.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter her position. I'm just saying, like, if
Her position matters a lot to Richard.
Well, to Richard, but I'm
to Roger.
like, if their skill,
Freudian slip.
if their skill helped him solve it, he would be annoyed with that.
Yes.
Yeah, because their skill is not the brightest bulb in the box. But he doesn't have a knowledge like she has a knowledge religion. So that's what I think about Roderick is
But in Roderick's mind, the position of authority matters a lot because she's an official member of the clergy. So he expects her, like, this is her job. So he's not a member of any clergy, so he's deferring to her, but he's helping, and he does want to show off that he knows. But
so that's what I was going to say. So how does Roderick feel about this interaction? How does he feel? Like, was he looking for some sort of pat on the head from Vivian?
yes, he was.
So he's got a bad case of the know-it-alls, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And so
I have teacher's pet as a trait.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. It's right here on my character sheet.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That explains a
the
lot.
top one.
I didn't know that.
And
So it is.
I like how he had to
see what
prove
else
it.
he has here.
He had to show it to somebody to
It's like, oh, you're doing this on
verify
purpose.
it.
So that's interesting. So 2 questions. So he wanted this approval. How does he feel since Vivian probably didn't give him the reaction he wanted? And the reaction he's seeing is one that you could interpret as, like, I don't know, more childlike innocence. Like, oh, I'm helping. Like she's so excited, and it's an interesting mix. How does he feel about a cleric who she knows what she's doing, but there seems to be wide-eyed wonder every time she does it?
Well, like I said earlier, station really matters to Roderick, so he puts a lot of value in the position. Even if he feels that he's a lot smarter than Vivian, she's in her station for a reason, so he just is trusting in that.
Is this one reason he's so confused by Zenobia too? Because she doesn't have rank, but she has strength and rolls well.
Well, no, Zenobia is older than him, so he puts...
I didn't think so. I thought we were all about the same age.
No, you're older than all of us.
Yeah, no, she's the oldest member of the party.
You're our mom.
Yeah,
Just
still
like in
my-
real life.
Still in the early, not that much older though. Still 30s is what I wrote down.
Yeah, well, we're all in our 20s, so you're still older.
You're old.
Yeah, I'm old. Okay.
So
You're like Philip old.
Oh, God.
So okay, I got it. So that's why I've got that respect. 'Cause
You
I'm
have
a
to get up
parental
in the
unit.
middle of the night and pee a lot, too.
yeah, no, he views
Yes, I
her,
do.
he views her as older and more mature and definitely more experienced, especially with the things that she's discussed, what's happened in her life.
Yeah.
Roderick hasn't any of that, so, well, he doesn't have any kids. He's never been married, so that he automatically defers to Zenobia on that as well.
Now, I wanted to say say too, I helped you get the cloth.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't just standing around. Once she healed me, I was, while I'm not a cleric, if you hadn't done something with the bones, I would have, because we can't leave these things behind.
Right, because it's that whole vampire. You know how to.
No.
It's not just that. It's just that every time
Respect for the dead.
Respect for the dead. That it isn't the bones' fault.
Okay.
They have to be released. My view of this as a grave warden is that the earth needs to be relieved of the filth, and the creature itself needs to be released from this trap that undead, that being undead is.
And
These were prisoners. They didn't deserve this.
And that's the other thing, as Vivian's having this moment of the watching the spirit get released, is it's such a relief to her to see that Zenobia was right, and that she is doing good in the world.
That it's freeing these people.
Yeah, it's really...
Well, unfortunately,
powerful.
Thurskill is not at any of your levels. I mean, he sees the ghosts. Ghosts are bad. Skeletons are part of ghosts. Skeletons don't deserve respect. And that's why he wanted to just chuck it in the lake and be done with it.
Yeah. No one's mad at you.
Did Dwarfy do anything to help with Thurskill?
He probably would have held him back a little bit. He didn't interrupt the moment of Roderick and Vivian putting the body to rest. He basically stood back with his borrowed hammer, kind of in a very respectful manner.
At ease.
Yeah, because he's a holy man himself.
He's a holy man himself. Although keeping in dwarfy fashion, at one point when Vivian looks over to Roderick with the misty eyes for helping, he looks over to Thurskill and just goes, "I'm not getting that one, am I?"
I could have told you that a long time ago, sir.
So what about that Visoriana? We said no to that one.
I mean, I've never done it with a ghost.
Haven't either.
She's married.
Oh, right.
Does Dwarfy pour a 40 out for him?
He is not going to waste his alcohol that way.
Sure is lucky that it wasn't the cesspit outside this window.
True. It's just a dirty lake.
I don't know if the cesspit would have released him.
Well, this is an interesting out of moment introspection on our characters.
I wonder how much will be cut. Well, I'm glad somebody got to leave this game without, I'm talking about the guy that went up to heaven.
Yeah,
Is there a heaven in
He's going to be
Valeria?
judged by Pharasma. There is a heaven, but Pharasma
Ethereal
decides.
planes.
I mean, he started the... Anyway, we're rambling now.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is this. Who have these haunts and ghosts and the scythe hands, who have they been triggered by? It doesn't seem like anybody's actually gotten very far in this place. So there's all these elaborate and detailed haunts and ghosts, and what have they been doing when nobody's been here? It doesn't seem that there has been anybody here in 50 years, other than the gentleman we found in the vines, and we know that...
But you're wondering if like, have they just been waiting for someone to trigger
and
them?
getting stronger and stronger? How does the magic
work?
work?
How does the magic of a haunt work?
Yeah, well, just the magic of this whole place. How does it work? Because it doesn't seem that there have been people here to haunt or frighten or...
I don't think that's how I think haunts are... let me guess. Richard just raised his hand. So let me do my guess first, and then you can correct me. So it'll be perfect. We'll both be happy. So I think that the haunt works independently of if anyone's... It's not like a tree falling in the woods. Is anyone there to hear it? It's like the haunt, or I guess it is exactly like that. It's like the haunt is still a haunt, even if it's not... There's not anyone there to witness it. But as far as the magic, you're wondering why they're powerful?
I'm just wondering what they've been doing for 50 years.
Yeah, just haunting.
Haunting who?
Haunting and
There's
resetting.
no reason. So they're just like on a time clock?
I think
it's like a light going on and off
exactly.
in your house if you set the timer?
It goes along with that, one of the current theories of paranormal in our world, which is that it's more of like an echo that keeps replaying.
That's exactly what it is an echo.
Residual haunting versus intelligent haunting.
Yes.
So Visoriana is intelligent haunting.
Yes.
And then the
these
manacles
haunts are just the other one.
residual.
Residual.
Well,
I already forgot it too. I was like echo haunting.
Like the animated objects, like the manacles and the straitjacket, those are intelligent-ish. They don't have intelligence, but they know there's something there to attack. The others, they're kind of basically like stuck in a loop Some of them are triggered by proximity, so it depends on when you get close to it is when they go off. Others, they reset every so many days.
I was gonna say, like if you walk up to it and think that your lawfulness will protect you.
Right.
Well, I was going to say the Scythe Haunt was one that people have been seeing for years.
Playing on a loop.
Because it's outside and you can see it.
So
Right, that's why I got 50 gold pieces for the side.
Yeah.
the furnace was a perfect example of a classic haunt. There's an echo of pain
Something
and suffering
horrible
there,
happened, yeah.
physically there, that as long as the bones of the guy in this case are there, that haunt is going to keep resetting and resetting and resetting. So even with all these haunts here active, they could have gone off in the past when other people came and looked at it, but they reset. As long as whatever is causing the haunt is still present, they keep resetting.
And it shows you how dangerous this place is that we've only run into one corpse of an explorer, and it was outside, and it was because of a plant. It wasn't even because of a haunt.
And the only other person we know that was in was the professor.
And he didn't go inside either. He was on the outside.
No. Okay, thank you. That was my...
It does make me think, though. I really find, and I do want to get into this episode, but I'm just thinking now. I really find it interesting if you play a lot of Pathfinder or listen to a lot of Pathfinder, like a lot of us at this table do. You know that whenever there's a new adventure path, they like to experiment with each one, and they try out some sort of new mechanic each time. So in Jade Region, it's this idea of the caravan, and you're going through, and it's interesting. You can tell that obviously in this one, haunts. This is when haunts were first introduced. Am I right?
Haunts had already been introduced, but they really explored haunts in
The
this one.
different abilities.
There's a whole section in the first book, like a whole chapter just dedicated to haunts, how they work, what they are, the different types of haunts.
You can tell this is where they fleshed it out. Yeah.
The other thing I think is interesting is that there's not very much magic.
It's very frustrating. Yeah. It's interesting.
I'm used to in these games that magic is the...
And I think we'll run into that later, but it's the nature of the energy, right?
Well, and that brings up a very interesting point, too. Detect magic. So magic, kind of how I conceptualize it is the energy that's used to manipulate the world.
Okay.
But undead won't register as magic because the magic that animated them has already been spent. They are not magical, but if you had observed
They're
the magic that was
magic was
created
used to
them...
They're the side effect.
Yes.
Okay,
They're the end result.
It's just recycling. It's recycled magic.
Circle life.
So detect magic only really works for new magic. It won't find the recycled magic.
Is there anything that does detect old magic, like auras of like receding auras or something like that?
It depends on how old it is, and there are spells higher level that can tell you that kind of stuff. More like in the divination school.
Anyway,
Okay.
all fascinating. I could nerd out about this for quite a bit more, but I really do want to get in the adventure.
Yes,
We're almost
thank you. I didn't mean to distract.
No.
It's something I've been,
That was
I've
a
been
super
wondering
cool
about.
question, and it's interesting you asked because I find the different types of haunts fascinating, like the construct haunts versus the more intelligent ones. I like the intelligent ones a lot because usually I like when there's a story way to resolve it. Kind of like with this man, and I was just thinking it makes sense that he was burned alive, so he needs to be quenched in water.
Yeah, and haunts are really fun because they're super open-ended when you're making them because you can make a haunt basically do anything. The rules are really broad on what they can do.
This is a haunted pencil. You break it in half, breaks the haunt.
It could be basically anything.
That'd be a really lame haunt. I take it back.
It must be sharpened all the way down to the eraser.
And you have to rub the eraser all the way out. Oh, it's just okay.
What if it breaks off the eraser?
I hate that. Then you have to
then
throw
you're
the
just
Then you
pencil
just have to
away.
like rub it with your palm, like just. Argh.
Or you have to buy those really... the
little cone-shaped
Yeah,
ones?
they take me back to like my grade school.
Yeah, the
And
caps.
Yeah.
The
But those
eraser
would,
caps.
those would always just break, though.
Yeah.
They wouldn't
Immediately.
couldn't use them.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Always had to have the big block.
No haunted
erasers.
pencils here. I'm really. Let's see what cooler haunts we could. That's the most creative haunt I could think of. Let's see what cool haunts Paizo came up with.
And now I'm just thinking of a haunted cooler that throws beer at you.
Oh.
It's Dwarfy's best friend.
Okay, we're never getting into this episode. I just watched a couple weeks ago with my girlfriend's husband, Stephen King's only movie he directed. And it's about killer cars.
Christine?
Maximum Overdrive. And there's a vending machine that pegs these little league players with Coke cans.
Yep. And And that movie has Emilio Estevez in
It
it.
does. And I was like, Emilio. Okay. And the lady that does the voice of Lisa Simpson. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Lee Smith. All right, let's go over
Of
there.
course, Philip knows that.
All right. So we're almost done with the first floor. We've calmed down from the cool haunt siphon. Let's go explore.
So we just had a really cool moment. We defeated the haunt. We set a spirit to rest. We had some really good characterization. We got a negative energy grenade from successfully using a haunt siphon. This was a good room.
Yeah. Good job. Okay. So we're in this L-shaped, like we're in the corner. There's a big hole where we threw the bones out, respectfully. There's the door we came through, which led out to...
Courteously.
Courteously. There's the room that we came through, which I don't remember what was out there.
You entered this one through the infirmary.
Right. Well, that's where we had the poltergeist. And then I think there's another door.
There is one door to the south.
So the infirmary door is at one end of the L, like the bottom of the L from where I'm sitting. And then there's the door to the south, which is at the top of the L. So I'm sitting in the northeast corner. Ow.
Cardinal directions hurt you?
It was upside down. That's what hurt. So we never looked down that main hallway. I kind of don't want to go through this door yet.
Well, we looked through the main hallway. We just didn't check the doors to the
That were
east.
off the main hallway?
Yeah,
That's
we
what I
checked all
meant,
the
Mr.
western.
Sassy Pants.
We checked all the western doors. We haven't checked the east ones. I think we're going to come back around to it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's up to you. You can either go back around that way, or you can go through this door. Either way, you're going to have to go back out and through, because once
Okay.
you get in...
All right, yes, then let's continue working around the border.
Okay, so there's a door here.
And everyone's healed up. Zenobia, I got you fully healed. Yeah, all right. I just did that. Okay.
Yeah, there's a door on the southern wall, so we're going to move through there. Zenobia first.
As we're going through the door, Vivian is daintily patting her eyes underneath them to wipe away the tears. The little handkerchief.
So we've stepped into the next room. What do we see?
It looks like a black hole.
So as you go into this room, I believe I heard Zenobia is going first. Well, first of all, the first thing Zenobia notices is a room that would make her feel right at home. Because she sees, part of the room is still charred from the fire. Part of the room is missing that wall because it's more of that collapsed wall on the side.
Okay.
But you also see some charred and slightly molded training dummies.
Ooh.
So Zenobia can tell that this is definitely a training room for the guards.
Does she say that?
Yes. I recognize this room.
Oh, what is it?
It's a training room. This is where the guards would practice with their weapons. It meant they didn't have to leave the grounds, I think.
Interesting.
Well, it's still super creepy.
Well, of course. Yes.
I know they don't have eyes, but I think they're following us.
No, they
do look like people.
They look like that, the martial arts dummy.
I was going to say the crash test dummies from like the 90s and 80s.
Oh,
I'm thinking more like the dummies from A Knight's Tale.
I don't remember what those
when
dummies
he's
look like.
he's practicing.
I'm sure that's what they actually looked.
his,
I'm sure that's what they actually looked
They're
like.
just burlap sacks with straw.
No,
and
I think
on-
that's what
on
they
wood.
actually are.
Yeah.
But I like to imagine them being the martial arts ones that looked like Max Headroom or something.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm talking about.
Roderick rolls perception.
the ones in the Taekwondo studios. Yeah, and you're right. They do look like crash test dummies.
Roderick rolled a 15.
For perception, natural 20.
Woo!
17.
18.
All right.
So pretty good perception.
So, like I said, you'll see a training room with dummies. Some of them are charred. Some of them have started to mold because they're made of straw, and they've been in kind of this humid environment with the air from that lake coming in.
Gross.
The one thing that is very odd about this room is that dark hole in the middle of the room. It's got the char marks all around it.
What could that be?
Can I detect magic on it?
Can you detect magic?
No,
on
I
it?
can't. I can't at all. I can do a knowledge arcana.
I'll detect magic on it.
Okay.
I bet there won't be any.
There's no magic because it's just a hole.
How about knowledge local?
Holes.
Okay. You can roll
Knowledge
that.
holes.
You can roll that.
16.
16?
Yes.
With that, and just knowing this area, you would have heard that the training room is where the elevator shaft was. And this is likely where the elevator dropped.
Trapping everybody.
All right, this is a terrifying room to be in.
This is where Visoriana threw the lever and dropped it.
So Vivian is going to immediately go back to the door they came through and stand in the doorway and be like, Zenobia, can I have one of those spiky things that you like to put in the doors?
Absolutely.
And as you ask for that, those of you standing near the hole see it looks like flames coming up from the bottom, starting to make their way up the shaft up to you.
Run away.
And you see 3 flaming skulls come up out of the pit, and we're rolling for initiative.
No, these guys are jerks. Uh-oh.
All right, so those initiatives. Thurskill.
8.
8. All right. Vivian.
5.
5. Wow. Weird.
I don't
Roll
think a
off.
5's that weird.
Roll off.
No,
Vivian.
weird because I put 2 Thurskills on this tracker.
It's because Thurskill's that full of himself.
Yep.
He, what's it called when a cell splits? Mitosis?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you both have the same initiative? We roll off?
You have a 5?
Yes.
Okay, so then you compare bonuses, initiative bonuses.
Okay. +3.
Mine's +1, so you go first.
Okay.
All right, so I got Thurskill, I got Vivian, Roderick.
We're starting off strong with a 3.
Jeez,
We were not expecting flaming skulls in this room.
apparently not. Dwarfy,
13.
13. At least he was kind of ready. And Zenobia,
I have a 5.
a 5. All right,
And it's
so,
a higher 5 than Vivian's.
All right, so you have the higher bonus.
High five.
Perfect.
And by the way, Vivian, you can use your dagger.
Why would I use my dagger on the skull?
No. To spike the door.
Oh, that makes sense. Cool.
And with that, I'm sure it's no surprise that the skulls rolled higher than everybody.
Because you rolled for him.
Even dwarfy?
Even Dwarfy. And not only the initiative stuff, I don't roll by hand. I let the initiative tracker roll for me on that one.
So that's why you're cheating.
Or that's how he's cheating. We know he is cheating.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was how, not why.
You can't cheat if you're the GM because you make the rules.
No. You're a GM, therefore you are always cheating.
Is that how it
Exactly.
works?
Yes.
Exactly.
All right.
Because you make the rules.
Well, anyway, we've got the 3 flaming skulls. One will fly up to Zenobia.
Boop.
One's going to fly up to, is that Thurskill?
Thurskill.
And one to Dwarfy?
Yes,
Is that what
sir.
that is? All right, so the one flying up to Zenobia, if I remember right, has a really high AC and probably won't hit.
She has her holy water out, so her AC is a little lower than if she had her shield out.
Zenobia, Thurskill, and Dwarfy are kind of not quite in a semicircle. Zenobia was the closest to this hole in the ground. Thurskill and Dwarfy are a little bit back, and then behind them is Roderick, and then near the door is Vivian. So once again, Vivian's exactly where I want her to be, out of harm's way.
So Vivian's been so excited about forcing the door open. This isn't clear from the map, but this room is wide open on like an entire wall and a half.
Well, no, she's not going to spend her turn doing it. It was just when she thought before the flaming skulls attacked, it was just, Vivian's been locked in a lot of rooms.
Right, but like 5 feet away from the door is open space.
Oh, like to the outside.
So you could throw yourself off the wall to save yourself?
Well, we're on the first floor.
Gotcha.
Like, I forgot.
Yeah.
I guess it's not a very big leap.
Well, I guess she hasn't made the corner yet, like turned the corner yet, so she doesn't see that.
I guess it makes sense that... boy, it's amazing we could throw the bones that far then. I thought we were up a little higher.
I think it's just that
No,
water.
the water's
cave.
right there. It's right there,
Oh.
adjacent to the
Basically
room.
just dropped it out.
Yep. Kind of weighted out a little bit.
Never mind. I'm sort of...
You know, it's
I don't know.
it's like when you watch Doctor Who, Mom. You want to know what's going on, but you don't actually pay attention enough to follow the whole thing. Like, just enough, and then you're like, well, what about this? Is he... What time period are they in? Which doctor is this?
All right.
Why is he doing that? You don't show your old mom tendencies a lot, but Doctor Who's one of them.
So we have 3 flaming skulls. One will go up to Zenobia, one will go up to Thurskill, and one will go up to, is that Dwarfy?
That is Dwarfy.
That is Dwarfy. All right. So the one that is going up to Zenobia, 7.
No, it misses.
All because of that
All
high AC.
That high AC. All right. Next up, against Thurskill, 19.
Shut up. Yeah, that hits.
That hits. All right.
That would have hit me.
It's weird to have an elevator shaft in the middle of an armory, or in the middle of a training room. Is that part of the challenge? Don't fall into the elevator shaft?
It's part of the hazing.
All right. So Thurskill takes 2 points from the slam attack, and I need you to make a reflex save.
I didn't make it.
Well, how do you know?
2 plus 1.
That's 3.
That is 3. Did I make it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
So,
So close.
you will also take 4 points of burn damage.
Ouchies.
He's on fire!
He is on fire. And the third skull, which is going after Dwarfy, who this week is actually being played by Richard.
Hi.
Normally pass off by which day in the game as who's playing it, but this day seems to be going on forever.
This day is never ending.
7.
That will miss.
Also, for everyone's information, it is still Farast Day 1.
First of Farast.
Which is like March,
First.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Lousy smarch weather.
All right. And Dwarfy is up first.
All right, Dwarfy. Dwarfy's mad about these skeletons, so he's going to swing at one with his borrowed warhammer instead of his broken one.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean he rolls like Roderick?
No, he rolled an 18.
All right.
Very nice.
By the way, sidebar, did he lose the alcohol that was in his other hammer when he broke it?
Ooh, yeah.
It was just one flask of it.
He's fine.
And for damage, max 11 points of damage.
Nice.
11 points of damage. And that skull is basically embers.
Nice.
He got really mad at it.
He did.
Way to go,
He does
Roderick.
not like to be startled by
That was Dwarfy.
skulls.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Way to go, Dwarfy.
That's why he rolled so well, wasn't Roderick?
Right. Next up is Thurskell.
Thurskell is going to hit back at that dumb, mean old thing with his hammer, but he misses.
How do you know?
4 plus... Hold on, where's his hammer? 4 plus 5 is 9.
Yeah, that misses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry your name isn't Rick and that the joke sticks with me, but you roll awful, Philip.
I do. I really, really do.
Phil Flop.
And this time I didn't even use my dice tower. I just threw it. Or was that last time?
It was last
Either
time.
way,
Last time.
it was still bad.
Phil
Yep.
Flop, that's what I'm going
But there's not a song called Phil Flop, so...
We can make one up.
Not right now.
I don't know how it would
Call
go.
him Phil Flop. Phil Flop. Faster. No.
I don't like that.
No.
It's Flipper.
We'll work on it later.
All right. Next up is Zenobia.
So, since it is coming to me, I am going to inoculate my flail with holy water, which I have taken off my list. And I'm going to study the skull as it comes flaming towards me, and then I'm going to hit with my flail.
Brr, brr, brr.
If this hits, it's going to hurt so much.
Please.
Especially considering how few hit points they have.
So that's 19.
That hits.
Wow.
She rolls like a boss.
Yes. And that's 1d8 plus 2. 7. 8, 9, 10.
You don't even have to worry with the holy water damage because that one is dead.
Yes. Then I wasted it.
We seriously have our GCP dynamic. I'm Joe, because I roll bad and make a big fuss about it.
I thought I was Joe because I rolled bad.
No, because you're Matthew, because you low-key roll worse, but
Yeah.
it's not a big deal
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. And then you're the Grant, because you roll so high all the time.
Who
It's
else
good.
would I be? So,
So I'm Troy.
unfortunately,
you
I've
know.
lost the water with this, right?
It's
fine.
it's
It's a hit.
still there for one more round.
One more round. Excellent.
If you need more water, I got like 9 vials.
Well, I might take. I'm doing okay.
We are
No,
weighted
she
down.
just meant she just was wondering for the round.
Next up is Vivian.
All right, so Vivian is going to step up behind Thurskell and kind of give him the like in the corner of the boxer, like massaging the shoulders, like Thurskell.
champ.
Exactly. She's like, Thurskell, I know you missed, and I know you keep missing, but I really believe in you, and I know that you can do this. And she's gonna give him like a good pat. She's like, aim for the eye sockets, and then cast a bit of luck.
All right.
What if she just did that? Didn't have an action.
Didn't have an action. Just says, you got this.
You got this. Just being supportive. She cast bit of luck.
All right. Vivian casts a bit of luck. Roderick, you're up next.
So Roderick is going to step up to the skull and stab at it with his rapier.
Which skull?
The one
The only
remaining.
left.
Oh, right. I forgot Zenobia killed hers.
Yeah, the other two are dead. It's just one remaining. Natural one.
Oh.
Wait.
Play
wait.
it.
Wait.
Play it.
Play it.
That's so funny.
Just because it's at your expense.
Yeah. I'm okay with this, but it was a natural 13 to confirm, so no confirm.
Good.
Wait, how do you know?
Because that's a 17.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not confirmed.
So
Anyway.
just a miss. Just a miss.
Just
I like
a miss.
how, for flavor reasons, Vivian gave it to Thurskell, even though it would have made a lot more tactical sense to give it to Roderick.
Good thing I didn't.
It was pity. It was.
Well, the second roll was a
tactical.
13. The second roll was a 13, so Roger could have killed it this turn.
Oh, I see what you're saying. You're working out. You're trying to make up an excuse for why you're bad at rolling.
No, I'm trying to explain to you how you could keep the skulls from getting another turn.
Okay, let's save that for the marriage counselor. Who's next?
Skulls.
skull.
The remaining skull is next, and is going to go after Roderick because you were the last one to attack it. 7.
That is a miss. That's the third 7 you've rolled in
It
this
is the
combat.
third.
Okay, now it's a miss.
All right. Well, the
Nope.
skull's not doing much.
We have 5 characters to kill him before his next turn.
Dwarfy is up next.
Or he's going to take a 5-foot step and swing. Swing, bada, bada. Natural 1.
Play it.
The odds are so against this happening. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness. Confirmation roll. Is an 11 confirm?
That is a confirmed fumble.
So why did we let Richard play Dwarfy?
It was either him or me, and it's not better when it's me.
All right, well, I'm going to play Dwarfy next time.
I think you need different dice. I think those dice are loaded.
This is the third set. I'm using a completely different one for Dwarfy than I am for Roger.
It really doesn't seem to be the dice. It seems to be Richard.
True, he is.
Statistics say this is not possible. We
I
really
know.
need to record this.
We've actually got Richard and I have a game that we're playing, not in podcast form, and one of our team members, Miguel, who actually did the artwork for all the characters, he's keeping track of all the 1s and 20s everyone rolls, because he doesn't believe it either.
Well, he should listen to the show more. So, the good news is this fumble is harmless to Dwarfy. So it says wrong end. If you're using a slashing weapon, you take 1d6 points of damage and 1 point of bleed damage. But he's not, so nothing happens.
You need to grab it by the blade instead of by the...
But he,
Yeah, exactly.
if he knows that if that hammer would have had a blade on it, it would have hurt.
Maybe he poked himself on like a sharp end of the hammer.
He's really happy that
Like
Roger...
if it was a what's the ball? Not ball pin. The part that you pull the
hammer,
nails out of.
The claw.
He's really happy that Roderick didn't lend him a bladed hammer.
Those damn bladed hammers.
They're very unique. Is that like a sword cane?
They're really
where
useful.
you pull the handle, it turns into a little dagger.
You can pull out 6 nails at once.
Isn't there a hammer that has on the back end? It's like horizontal with the shaft, and it's like kind of like a wedge.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't that what it is?
It's almost like a pickaxe.
Yeah.
Almost.
Something.
All
I
right,
think I've
this
seen
is
it.
boring.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I've seen it. Anyway, Thurskell, you
Oh,
were
like
up
a
next.
rock hammer. You're
and
thinking
remember,
about a rock hammer.
roll twice.
Yeah, maybe.
Crack die.
Why is he rolling twice?
Because I gave
Yeah,
him a bit of
better
luck.
It actually made it around
All
to
right. That one was bad.
it. So I hope the
Who's
second one's
surprised?
better.
That one was worse. No, it's not worse. It's not worse. It's better. It's better. It's better. But it's still not going to hit because it's a natural 9.
Dude, that might still hit.
I still
don't
hit it.
know if it will or not because it's 9 plus 5, 14.
That hits exactly.
Bit of luck.
Bit of luck.
You
Thank
shouldn't be
very
poo-pooing
much.
those natural 9s, boy.
That's why I keep saying.
Better than a natural one.
Remember, Thurskell's very strong.
Okay,
Minimum.
so it rolled outside of the box and it was an 8. So outside of the box is a cracked die.
Uh-huh.
I rolled it inside of the box. It's a 1.
Well, with your strength and everything, it might still be enough
Plus
to kill
3, it's a 4.
It's still not bad.
Not enough to kill it, but it's close.
Plus power.
It's
Plus
4.
firework.
Power. Oh, that was so funny. I remember that now. Okay, anyway, continue.
Next up is Zenobia.
Well, I'm going to step up to that sucker and flail it.
Flail away.
And you still have holy water on your...
I still have holy water on my
Yeah.
flail.
And you could study this one too, since it was just a 5-foot step.
And I rolled a 1.
Oh my goodness.
Roderick's tainted the group. We should just kill him.
I think so. 6.
What are
What's
your
the
bonuses?
total?
You rolled a 6.
What do I add to it?
All your regular bonuses. Like you would just, like if you're doing a normal
Oh.
attack.
11.
11 total?
That's
That is a fumble.
I've learned that 14 is
Just
exactly.
magic.
What's it called?
Wait, what?
Wait, hold on.
Wait, what? You're confused for one round.
Oh no.
It just confused us when you said, wait, what? We didn't
Yeah.
realize that was the name.
Wait,
That was actually, in fact, the fumble. Wait, what? It's like,
All right, so
That's
you
very
are
appropriate.
confused.
I missed? Oh, I mean, she would be confused. She's like, I missed?
So what I
What?
picture happening is I gave such a big swing, it's like I'm facing the other direction. It's like,
Where did
everybody go?
She got really into it.
So funny.
I was raging so much I lost track.
All right, so if this continues around for one more round, on your next round we'll roll a D100, and that'll determine how you act since you are confused.
I think
For
we
a
should-
second, I thought you were doing a full group party thing, and I was like, what? What happens in one round?
I think we should do it anyway, just for funsies.
Just for funnies. See?
Well, we'll see afterwards.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, my turn?
Yep.
Yep.
All right, she's just gonna Now that she saw that Roderick was having trouble, Vivian's gonna walk over to Roderick and do the same thing. She's gonna be like, Roderick, okay, I know their skill just succeeded. I know you can do it too, okay? Just aim for the eye sockets.
Okay, can we redo that except for this time? Do you remember 1990 Batman where Joker walks up to the guy and goes, "You're my number one guy."
Yeah.
That's what I picture when she
You
does
are
that.
my number one guy.
So let's see what happens.
All right, so rolling. I'm just gonna stab with my rapier.
Bit of luck.
Not gonna try to not get fancy just for the sake of time. We're gonna take that natural 18, which is a critical threat with a rapier.
There you go.
Yeah.
And I get to roll both confirmation rolls.
Yes,
I get to
you
roll
do.
a confirmation roll twice. Natural 17 for the confirm, so it's a critical.
Yay!
Well, you don't have to worry about the critical because it's dead.
Oh,
Yes.
that's true. Let's save. What if this critical is awesome?
Yeah, what if it sounds really cool?
I think the audience will be disappointed if we don't say what happens.
All right, you can say it. I'm just saying it has 1 hit point left.
That's why it's going to be so epic. Bone shards are going to go everywhere.
Yeah, we're not gonna put this one. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, then.
Good job, Roderick.
It was punctured lung.
You don't have no
But
little
where's
It's
its
already
lung?
punctured, yeah.
So,
punctured tongue. What?
so Roderick kills the skeleton, and Vivian's just starts jumping up and down and clapping. She's like, "Oh, good job, boys! I'm so proud of both of you."
You know what? You really helped us both out.
Did you say that, or did their skill say that?
I said it,
Oh,
but
thank
I
you.
can say it like their skill. You know, Viv, you've really helped both of us out. Thank you very much for all that luck.
Oh, I'm so happy to help, and I'm so happy you all succeeded. She just went Texan.
Yay.
Yes, Vivian, you have.
Bless your hearts.
Yes, Vivian, you have been the most effective member of the party overall. I think.
I don't think that's true. I think everyone contributes equally, but mostly Zenobia.
Got that right.
Some Zenobias are more equal than others.
And just for fun, let's roll that D100 for Zenobia and see how she would act this round.
I mean, technically, she still would be
She still would be
confused this
confused
round,
for 6 seconds.
So what does she do for the next 6 seconds?
42.
42 means you do nothing but babble incoherently.
Doi, 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 doi.
She can't believe that she missed.
Like in Overboard.
This never happens.
No, nobody's seen Overboard.
I've seen Overboard.
I've seen the original one.
You know, I don't think I've seen Overboard all the way through.
That's like in the beginning.
The one with Goldie Hawn.
My brain immediately went to Down Periscope.
No,
I
nobody's
love
ever.
that
Nope.
movie. In the Navy.
See?
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da.
Where they,
Rob Schneider.
They grease the
The rails.
the rails.
So they falls.
All right.
I just remember when they give the blonde a man's shirt.
No, that's not what they do. They took
no,
away
they
her
shrank.
bra.
They shrunk it. They
And took
washed
away
it in
her
the washing
bra.
machine.
I misremembered that, but the effect was the same.
Anyway, so you have defeated the flaming beheaded creatures.
Skeleton thingies. Oh, yeah, heads.
Flaming skull.
They were just heads.
Yeah.
Flaming heads.
So, did they have any treasure on them?
They have their heads.
Did they have
think
any?
that's a treasure.
Did they have any diamonds in their eye sockets?
They have
No
very
diamonds.
valuable lip rings.
They have no lips.
The flaming lips?
Yes, the flaming lips.
So let's look around now.
You don't
so-
use jelly.
All right, fast forward. You don't find anything in the room.
So
Except
what's in
the-
the next room?
Elevator
in-
shaft.
Except another scenic view of the water outside.
You have that scenic view, and you still have that big hole,
Yeah.
the elevator shaft.
I want to point out another thing. From the map, it looks like the water from outside is leaking into this hole. I see like a train of water running into it from outside.
Yes.
So that's what I see on the map.
Yeah, it's basically like the water level for outside has come right up to the edge of the foundation here, so it's starting to seep in.
It happens every time it rains.
Pretty much.
Vivian would like to edge her way up to the hole to look down.
Okay.
Roger grabs her shoulder in case something tries to pull her in.
As you
And Zenobia thinks she's going to be funny, does to both of them.
No.
Gives them both a shove.
Nuh-uh.
Joking, guys.
as you get over by this pit and look down, you can tell that this definitely was the elevator shaft. You can see down below, it looks like it's about 20 feet down to go down there, and you see basically the crashed remains of the elevator.
Can I ask a question? Where was it hooked? Was it attached up above the room? Was there a mechanism on the floor above?
You could probably tell from the rubble that's around this area in this room that this was more than likely it housed
Kind of like a well.
kind of. It was basically one elevator room, kind of like a
So really, this was the
It's like
elevator
Dark Souls
room.
3.
That helps. That doesn't help me. So really, it was an elevator room, but they practiced in here around it.
Yeah,
Like, the elevator mechanism was the main point of this room, but it's all destroyed now.
right.
Okay.
So they didn't fall in this because there was stuff around it.
Yeah. It was guarded previously. There was an elevator there.
Yeah.
And a
I would imagine.
crate.
I would
Not a
imagine the
crate,
explosion destroyed a lot of it initially, and then just time eroded the rest of it.
And it was like think of it more like a kind of like a dumbwaiter, but for the guards instead of for food and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
They would come in. This is where they'd get their assignments for the day.
Okay.
And people would winch this up and down. It wasn't there wasn't a motor.
But all the mechanism stuff's been destroyed. So we just have a hole.
And let's remember back to our description of what happened. This is where it started because the Splatterman was flying his way up the hole using his magic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He was trying to fly up, and so the guards tripped the failsafe switch that they had
and made it drop.
Mm.
Then they threw the oil and stuff because he started climbing up the rope that was left up there, which eventually caught on fire.
So is the Splatterman down there? Is he underneath?
We can presume.
Yeah.
And this actually, I'm glad that you reminded me of that, Richard, because Noelle as the player is I really want to like look down there, but Vivian as the character is so cautious of like she doesn't want to rile anything up right now. But it's very freaky. This is a very scary room.
So, seeing the apprehension in Vivian's eyes, Roderick kind of cautiously gets down on one knee and does like a slowly peering over with his dark vision just to see if he can see anything down the hole.
I forgot you have dark
idea.
vision.
As you look down there, like I said, you can see more of the remains of the lift that was down there. You can also see, looks like different skeletons, some with guard uniforms on, some with prisoner uniforms that have been kind of tattered. It basically looks like they were trying to climb their way out. And this is where they all died basically in a heap.
That's so awful.
In this area.
So Roderick stands up and looks at Vivian. There are a lot of skeletons down there. This is one way down to the basement if we don't find any others, but it is very, very likely we will have to fight undead as soon as we land. So,
I don't like that idea.
Yes. I don't really want to deal with this yet. She will
Agreed.
detect magic down the hole, though.
Okay.
Prisoners of love, blue skies above.
So you detect magic down the hole, and yet again, you don't see any magic.
For once, I'm relieved.
Well, let us
No temptations.
let us continue with the first floor, and then we will see about the basement once we are done.
I agree. And then they scuttle along to the next room.
Before you leave the room, though, Vivian, you feel like this cold chill go throughout the room, and you don't know if it's something real or just your mind playing tricks on you because you've realized that the Splatterman could be down there.
Very close.
But you feel that cold chill, and then basically you start looking around the room, and your name is written in blood over and over on the walls all around the room.
And this just appeared.
And she's the only one that sees it.
Vivian. And she immediately runs to a wall again and kind of like mechanically starts trying to swipe it again. Is it higher than her?
It's a little bit higher than her.
So she's just like, no.
Vivian.
No.
Vivian.
It's
Vivian.
It's there.
Are you okay?
Vivian.
Yes, Vivian.
You're okay.
5
You're
letters,
okay.
6 letters.
You're okay. Viv.
It's my name. I recognize it.
I know how to spell, goddammit.
Vivian, no.
No, Vivian, look at me. Look at me.
And do you like
at
grab
me.
her?
Yeah, I grab her by the shoulders. Look at me.
And she's
Look at
trying
their
to look
scalp.
away.
Look at me. Oh, how pretty. Look at my eyes.
That's pretty.
Look at my eyes.
That's
And his
blood.
eyes start to glow.
Oh.
His eyes
Who's getting
start...
pissed at her? About to bitch slap her?
No, his eyes are starting to, change from that garnet to a ruby red. Just to distract her.
Spider-Man.
He's not here. He can't hurt you.
He's down there.
You've got all of us. He's no match for all of us. Calm down. Let's move on. Let's get out of here.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
And now when Vivian looks at the walls, the names are gone.
I'm close to tears. Oh, man. Whew. Hero card. For Philip.
For me,
Possibly.
I saved her life.
Very cool. Oh, that one got me. I'm all misty-eyed now. Let's get out of this room.
So what was that? Was that another haunt?
I think it was just like the Splatterman. I mean, it's they're coming for us. They're coming for all of us. They've come for Richard. They've come for Noelle. We're next. Me and you, Zenobia.
You should say that in character voice.
I'm ready.
You're not in character voice.
No. We're next.
No, I don't want to.
No, he was
Thurskill would not say that out loud at this moment.
Yeah, he said the player names, not the character names. We can still hear you.
No, I said Zenobia.
No, he said Zenobia.
Oh, well, you said me.
Well, we knew what we knew what we signed up for.
Yeah. No, see, yeah. Thurskill's not going to mention anything about Splatterman or haunts or anything right at this moment.
All right, so Vivian follows shakily. That was really cool, Philip. I liked that a lot.
What?
I also like the comedic idea that he's like, you better calm down or I'm gonna get really fucking pissed at you.
No,
calm down. Slap.
He knows what happens when he gets angry, so he can control a little bit. It's not like full on, but it's enough to mesmerize somebody.
I like it.
Has anybody read the Dragon Riders of Pern?
No, I've seen How to Train Your Dragon.
I read the first chapter 3 times. I can never get past it.
One of the features in the dragons is as they go through different emotional states, their eyes whirl.
Oh, like a slot machine.
More like a hypnotic.
More like a hypnotic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like cough.
They're not going forward like the eyes are spinning in their head. It's more that the center of them is just.
It reminds me of parrots. When parrots if you ever watch a parrot when it's saying Polly or wants a cracker or whatever, its eyes get really tiny because it's it's taking all its brain power to do that one.
I was
thing.
thinking.
Never
I was picturing as you were talking about what your eyes did. That was that sort of change that there's.
Do you know what it's like?
Swirling movement.
Aladdin with Jafar's staff.
With the snake staff.
Yeah, and then you see it in the Sultan's eyes.
Because it's just the different shades of red, too, in that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a cool effect.
Very cool. I like that a lot.
All right, so we're at this door, but one thing before we go through is Thurskill took damage.
I did take damage. I took.
Right.
Hold on.
You took a big chunk. You
Took 6 points.
I am at. I'm not at half. I'm 6 down. 20 out of 26.
So you calm Vivian down. She looks back at the walls. Nothing's there. She just takes a deep breath, refocuses, heads towards the door, and she's like, "Okay, Thurskill, okay, yes, you're hurt." And she pulls out the wand and heals you for
Big money, big money.
no whammies. 4 points of healing, and then 4 more points.
Oh, shit.
Overhealed.
Too bad you can't carry that overhealing.
Wouldn't that be cool? I think there's some spells that
Temporary hit points, but they work different. Those spells are different.
So that brings you up to full, right?
Yes, I am at full.
All right.
You're welcome.
Once again, Philip is full of himself.
Let's go through this door.
He's very strong.
Yes. Thurskill is. Philip's not.
Philip's
No, I'm not. I'm the weakest one in here.
I don't know.
I bet you could have some competition for that.
Can you do a push-up?
What's that? Like the ice cream? Yeah, I can totally do that.
Oh, I like the Flintstones ones. I'm going to keep talking until Gary's ready to go into this room.
I never understood those. They had the pointiest sticks.
Push pops, those were great. Oh, they're so fun.
And when you were done, it was a weapon.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy them because I hate orange.
I love orange.
I hate orange, too.
Yeah, orange is gross.
Here's a better question. Why were we so obsessed with Flintstones vitamins?
Because of the commercial.
I never liked them.
You're a Flintstones kid.
They tasted chalky.
Advertising. That's why they had to stop making cartoons that were just long commercials for children because people got onto them.
I wanted to be a Flintstone kid.
You wanted to take Flintstone vitamins? Or?
Well, I wanted to be a Toys R Us kid.
I wish.
Can't do that anymore.
You can be a Flintstones kid, but you can't be a Toys R Us kid.
They're opening them again.
I heard they're opening them again. I wish gummy vitamins were a thing when we were kids.
Yeah. I like the gummies.
People killed themselves.
I was going to say, although we totally OD on them. Like a kid would totally OD on those.
And of course, there's never enough cherry.
Mm-hmm.
No?
That's the problem. Why don't they just give a cherry? Like, no one gives a fuck about these other flavors.
Yeah, like
wants a
Lifesavers
lemon?
does that
Who wants
all
lemon?
cherry.
It's like-
That's what I want.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what everybody
everyone
wants.
I like some of the other
Or like
flavors.
Starburst did the all reds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking
the
about.
Starburst all red ones.
Starburst is smart. Who's the guy that's in the? I hate those commercials, but I was looking him up. Bill Hader, who's the berries and cream kid.
Mm-hmm.
Berries and cream. I was like, what the fuck is this commercial? All right. Anyway.
We're at a door.
You're at a door.
Once again.
Shut the door.
So who opens the door?
I don't
Shut
care.
the door.
I want Dwarfy to open the door.
Oh, that's true. He hasn't done anything.
All right.
Oh, I want him to kick it open and hit him in the face.
It's a double door, so Zenobia and Dwarfy are both on it. Roderick can cast open close, but it's in a tight hallway, so it wouldn't even really do much good because they couldn't see what was in it. So.
Well, again, you're forgetting that all these doors are the kitchen doors, whereas Philip could say they can get kicked open
So
and hit Dwarfy in the face.
Dwarfy will kick the door open. It'll swing open, come back and smack him in the face. Damn it! I think I would have learned from last time.
Every time.
It's the same joke every time, and it makes me happy every time. I don't know what that says about me, but I'm okay with it.
Dwarfy draws his hammer and threatens the door. You do that one more time, I swear by Torag.
Roderick puts a hand on his shoulder, like, with your own hammer, please.
Fair point.
I think you can just push it open.
It takes us 25 minutes to open a door.
And walk through.
Yeah, there's the opening. Okay, let's go.
Dwarfy, using the hammer, pushes it and stares at the door threateningly as he does so.
Oh, Gary's got a good threatening stare going on.
I can
there's
make
some
a
eyebrow
squealy
action.
sound.
So Dwarfy does open the door. As you move inside, you see a very large room. It is filled with these wooden benches, going all the way back into
The back.
all the way to the back of the room. They probably go
50 feet.
50 feet.
They're going back about 50 feet. That is to your right as you enter the room, and then to your left, which would be the south side of the building. You see what looks like a stage that has been barred off, so it has these iron bars, but is definitely a stage, and you can tell that this is an auditorium.
A barred off auditorium.
And we'll find out more next week.